Welcome back, everyone. If you're a focused learner looking to literally turn your passion into a tangible profession, you are absolutely in the right place. Today's explainer is a highly comprehensive career guide for aspiring actors. We're going to unpack the exact roadmap to center stage, specifically focusing on the pathway right here in India. We're taking a structured, step-by-step approach, covering everything from the personality traits you need to your educational pathways, how to fund it all, and ultimately what the day-to-day reality of this dynamic industry actually looks like. So settle in and let's get started. To kick things off, I've got a fundamental question for you. Think about it for a sec. What makes a real actor? We usually just see the glamorous stuff, right? The red carpets, the flashing cameras, those massive billboards. But if we strip all of that away, what's the actual core of the job? What is it that a working professional does day in and day out? Okay, let's dive into this. The formal definition of an actor covers performers across films, TV, theater, the whole shebang. But the actual job? It's to fully represent a character. You have to convince the audience that this person is real, drawing them entirely into the story. It's way more than just memorizing lines. It's about absolute, believable embodiment. That is your baseline requirement.
So, to help you figure out how to get there, here's our roadmap. 1. Do you have the spark? 2. Educational pathway. 3. Funding your dream. 4. Life on the set. And finally, 5. Realizing the dream. Section 1. Do you have the spark? Before you go signing up for classes or packing your bags for Mumbai, you've got to look inward. Does your natural personality actually fit the demands of this wild profession? Consider this a mini quiz for yourself. Do you genuinely like acting in plays? Are you inherently a creative person? Do you actually enjoy giving speeches and commanding a room? And this one's absolutely crucial. Can you comfortably talk with all kinds of people? Empathy is everything here because acting requires connecting with diverse human experiences. If you're nodding along saying, yes, that's me, well, you've got the foundational spark. Moving on to Section 2, mapping your educational pathway. Having that spark is amazing, but raw talent really needs to be refined into a professional skill. Let's move to the timeline and see how this builds chronologically. Step 1 is simple. Complete your 10+2 high school education. And the great news? You can come from literally any stream. Arts, commerce, science, it doesn't matter. Step 2 is getting a bachelor's degree in acting, performing arts, or cinema. Or you could do a regular bachelor's and jump to Step 3, a master's or diploma in acting, theater, or film production. It's a surprisingly structured path, isn't it? So, where do you actually go to learn all this? Under the Department of Arts, you basically have two main routes, government or private institutes. On the government side, you've got incredibly prestigious places like the Film and Television Institute of India, FTII, in Pune, the National School of Drama, NSD, in New Delhi, and Rabindra Barahi University. Now, on the private side, there are fantastic studios like Anupam Kher's Actor Prepares or the Barry John Acting Studio. Just a quick pro tip, though, if you go the private route, always double-check that they're accredited by national bodies like UGC and AICTE before you apply. Section 3, funding your acting dream. Okay, let's be practical for a second. Formal education and specialized training cost money. You're generally looking at course fees ranging from about 30,000 to 90,000 Indian rupees. But keep in mind, to put that into perspective, that's an estimate for a 6-month chunk of a typical 3-year course. Obviously, it's going to vary a lot from place to place, but that gives you a solid baseline for your financial planning. If those numbers sound a bit daunting, don't worry, there is definitely help out there. First up, scholarships. I highly recommend checking out the National Scholarship Portal at scholarships.gov.in. You'll find central schemes, state schemes, UGC, AICTE, the whole 9 yards. Plus, a ton of those institutes we just talked about offer their own merit-based scholarships. So yeah, your raw talent and hard work can literally help pay your way. Another great route is education loans. You've got to check out the Vijayalakshmi portal. It's this brilliant centralized setup developed under government guidance where you can apply for and track loans across different banks, all in one place. Also, depending on your state, you might have some incredible perks. States like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar offer student credit cards with super low interest rates. And of course, regular bank loans are always an option. The funding is absolutely out there if you just know where to look. Section 4, Life on the Set. All right, so you've got the spark, you mapped your education, and you funded it. Now what? Let's talk reality. This is absolutely not your typical 9-to-5 desk job. Your office could be a TV serial production, a massive film set, or a buzzing OTT platform. It demands intense teamwork, and you've got to be ready to travel. It's a huge part of the gig. Your hours? Totally flexible. You might be working weird shift systems or juggling part-time contracts. It's dynamic, unpredictable, and honestly, super exciting. Now for the fun part, earning potential. As an actor, your salary can range anywhere from 15,000 to 1 lakh Indian rupees. But wait, here is the jaw-dropping part. That is per day. No way, right? But, and this is a big but, these figures rely entirely on your level of experience, which actually brings us right to our next point.
Nobody just starts at the top. The growth path here follows a pretty clear trajectory. Typically, you kick things off as a junior actor. As you build up your portfolio and prove yourself on set, you step up to become an established actor or actress. And then, after years of sustained, killer work, that's when you hit senior actor status. It's a marathon, guys, for sure, not a sprint.
Finally, Section 5, realizing the dream. So you're probably wondering, does this roadmap actually work? Well, this brilliantly illustrates everything we've been talking about today. Take a look at the foundation of the legendary veteran actor Naseeruddin Shah. He didn't just magically wander onto a movie set. He graduated from Aligarh Muslim University, and then he followed the exact educational pathways we just laid out. He joined the National School of Drama and later FTII in Pune. He built an incredibly solid, formal educational foundation for himself. And the result of all that rigorous training? An absolutely legendary career. He started off his journey in Sham Benegal's Nishant. From there, armed with a deep mastery of the craft, he went on to do absolute path-breaking films in the 80s, like Umaro Jaan, Jani Bhido Yaro, and Ard Satya. His career is the ultimate proof that doing this structured prep work leads to incredible artistic payoff. We've covered the traits you need, the educational paths, the funding, the wild reality of set life, and the amazing growth potential. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Knowing what it truly takes and seeing the exact roadmap laid out clearly right in front of you, are you ready to take center stage? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.